So, Jung, Alex, welcome to Global Tax Talks. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you for having us.
Good. So let's talk about Pillar 2, which we seem to talk about a lot. But obviously both South Korea and Japan were early movers in the region with effective dates in 2024. Now both countries are in the process of updating the Pillar 2 rules to reflect the recent administrative guidance from the OECD. Now, in South Korea, the amendments have been recently proposed. Some have observed that some of the changes are perhaps a slight departure from the model rules, although not necessarily bad for taxpayers, and could cause issues with the UTPR calculation. So Alex, could you give us some high-level insights on these amendments and how they're impacting taxpayers?
The UTPR rule was amended at the end of 2023, as you understand, and the related presidential decree was also newly enacted toward the same time. Taxpayer may choose to either follow a tax payment allocation methodology among Korean UTPR subsidiary in accordance with the presidential decree, which is silent for now, or designate one specific Korean UTPR subsidiary for the payment of the total Korean UTPR top-up tax. Since the Korean UTPR rule will be in effect from 2025, it remains to be seen how the detailed tax payment rule will be updated during this year. Considering how the Korean Pillar 2 rule have been implemented so far, I'm confident that any further clarification will be largely consistent with OECD model rules.
Great. Thank you very much, Alex. So Yun, could you explain the current status of Pillar 2 response for Japanese companies, especially as it potentially affects thousands of Japanese companies who are caught by the Pillar 2 regulations?
Sure. Yeah, as you mentioned, Japan is the early adopter of the Pillar 2, and we have just introduced the income inclusion rule as a part of 2023, and which is actually applied to fiscal years starting after 1st of April 2024. It is estimated over 800 Japanese companies could be caught by the Pillar 2 regulation. So now obviously the Pillar 2 has been a key issue for both government and taxpayers. And over the past years, Japanese government published hundreds of pages of regulations and circulars and the Q&A. And taxpayers now, analyzing these rules to understand the potential impact of Pillar 2 and also impact on the global operation. And also in Japan, we have robust CFC rules as well. So we need to consider the kind of interaction between CFC rules and the Pillar 2 rules. That is very, very complex taxation area. And as a result of the introduction of Pillar 2, tax is getting a lot of attention at the senior management level. So we have seen the increase of the interest in the global management team now. So it has been increasing over the past few years. Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you very much for that. So let's move on. Same theme, Pillar 2, but actually how it's affecting companies and the tax functions of large multinationals. A huge variety of stakeholders across the company need to be involved in the data collection process, and there's an unprecedented coordination between parent companies and subsidiaries when it comes to the calculation. So let me start with you, Alex. What challenges are companies in South Korea facing in this regard?
Yeah, historically, most Korean MNC maintained heavily decentralized tax function, where the Korean HQ tax team looks after Korean tax, and foreign subsidiary CFO take care of the foreign local taxes. Given the nature of Pillar 2, the Korean company feel the need to have a stronger centralized tax function for data gathering and processing purposes, and to manage the tax globally. Although some clients are thinking about implementing a Pillar 2 calculation tool within their ERP, most clients depending on us to gather the relevant data for processing purposes. We spend a lot of time with clients in analyzing the completeness and the accuracy of the data and developing standardized template for them to use going forward. With the introduction of Pillar 2 in the next few years, I would not be surprised to see Korean MNC expand their HQ tax department as role and responsibility. We'll be able to bring value for our clients by introducing the connected tax compliance services. Our CTC effort will help our clients better navigating through their global tax compliance requirement while managing their data more efficiently.
Great. Thank you very much, Alex. And Jun, basically the same question to you. What challenges are Japanese companies facing in this regard?
Yeah, I think maybe the similar to Alex explained just by way with the introduction. Japanese tax departments often take decentralized approach like Korea. The tax team in Japan mainly focus on headquarter tax issue, and foreign subsidiaries take the lead on local tax issues. And in the past, I think this kind of approach has generally worked. But for Pillar 2, Japanese tax team will need to work with more closely with the foreign subsidiaries. So what they have actually done for the purpose of CFC, data gathering and also the CBCR reporting purposes in the past. But I think Pillar 2 data gathering is completely different level. So that is a big challenge for many Japanese companies. And as we work for both Japanese parent and the local subsidiary to assist with those data gathering process, obviously the communication and the coordination between the HQ team and foreign subsidiaries has been very, very important. And also, as Alex mentioned, the IT platform to gather those information, that's also very important. And I'm just hoping that as Japanese company started interacting with foreign subsidiaries, it may be a good idea for them to enhance how they can strengthen the tax governance on a global basis.
Well, look, Jun, Alex, thank you very much for your insights. We'll very much look forward to getting you back on Global Tax Talk as these issues develop. But thank you very much for being with me. And thank you for joining us on Global Tax Talk. And tune in again so that you stay global tax ready.